Is Cardano gearing up for another rally? All right, we're going to look into some of the numbers, some of the models, and obviously we're going to talk about one of the more prominent ADA voices in the community. We're going to get into some comments from Dan Gambardello. I'll tie it all up with my thoughts and get you on your way. All right, so if you're new to the channel, awesome. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join us right here on the channel. If Cardano's gearing up for a major rally, this is definitely going to be the video that we want to look into kind of what numbers are telling us that. Also, I'm going to talk tariffs and get you guys going within kind of where my mindset's at as well. So let's get into it. As always, remember, not financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence. And as we look at the overall market right now, we'll dive into the crypto bubbles and you can see where we're at, okay? And this has been a day where we've reversed course a little bit. Now the market is up as we know it. If we want to look at kind of the overall market cap that we're seeing, you can see kind of how the big boy out there, Bitcoin, as we look into kind of 0.8%, but other cryptos are out there defying kind of what we're seeing across the board. And this is where we're going to look into the day for Cardano in itself. 10th in market cap, seeing a 2.1 tick into the green. So outperforming BTC just a little bit as we start off this lovely Thursday, trading at 62 cents. We've been in this long-standing consolidation phase. It's dating back, roughly since the early part of March. And we are still seeing momentum down since we had that huge green candle back in the first day of March. I think it was March 2nd, actually. But the reason why this is all relevant is because if Cardano is capable of doing this, okay, and we look kind of where we're at right now in comparison to kind of these days back in November, okay, this is where Cardano saw an extreme uptick, okay, and this was dating when we saw momentum up flash on November 4th, where Cardano went absolutely parabolic, getting as high and over $1.20. But we're kind of at that level, right? I did talk about it in previous videos. We bounced off of this very nicely, starting a little uptrend. And this is kind of the floor where we look at kind of where we've seen some historical data back when we were talking in November, okay? And this is the new level and the new level that we're going to test for ADA as we look to make a move back up into kind of this territory up here, okay? But as it relates to this blue line, I think that's kind of where we're safe. Anything above that, that's kind of acting like our floor here for the time being. We'll continue to monitor the charts, but that's just kind of my thoughts. I don't swing trade Cardano personally. That's just how I feel about it. It's more of a hold for me. So as Cardano's at 62 cents, it's really no different as if it was at $1 because I'm not looking to sell as well. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence. But if you are looking to start trading crypto, check out BTCC. This is my exchange that I do use, 14 plus years in the industry. They now have some very cool features involved with leverage trading. This is kind of where they just launched isolated leverage. Okay, so if you are a leverage trader, even if you're located in the United States, you can use BTCC, spot and futures. Check it out. Links down below. Enjoy kind of that promotional sign up too as well, where you can get $10,000 USDT cash back as well as some volume competitions along the way. So if you want to get started on this exchange, links are down below. Make sure it's right for you and start trading today. But what is this risk model that we're talking about? Okay, this is kind of where we look at Cardano on the verge of a major comeback. Now, a lot of you guys I know out there are saying, okay, this is another YouTube video pumping sunshine. We don't do that here, okay? We talk facts, we talk numbers, we try to stay objective, and then we can use all of that information to do the best that we can do for ourselves in our situations when we do trade crypto. I told you guys this in this video, I don't swing trade Cardano. So everything I'm saying is just tying it all in together with the overall climate, but it's not going to be something that where I read something and then I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to sell my Cardano right now. I'm a holder. I'm a long-term player within ADA, and that's just how I feel about it. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want to do with your capital, but this is where we see this model, this risk model, has ADA at 31. Now, why is this very important? Okay, well, it is strikingly similar to previous market bottoms that preceded substantial rallies. Okay, it's a very much a custom data, and this is something coming out from Dan Gambardello. It's called a play a risk score, okay? Right now at 31, he says if you look when we bottomed out back here, ADA was at a risk of like 35, and that was the bottom of that formation of that right shoulder, and it's a very familiar setup, okay? So this is what he said in his video. Check it out if you want to see more, but as we look at it, guys, this is where Cardano is flashing a very historical risk level that is something very significant, because in past performance in bear markets, we dipped as low as 6 or 7, but was higher during the bull markets. And this current rating of 31 is how we saw that right shoulder form in late 2023 before a substantial move towards the upside. Okay, so as we look at it, this is something where Cardano's chart does, in my opinion, kind of resemble what we're seeing here within a reverse head and shoulders pattern. And that's something, if you want to look at it, guys, that is a very bullish kind of sign and indication that we are of a market bottom. I think personally, as we look at this chart and as we go full screen with it, it's something that you have to take in consideration what's going on with the macro. All right. We could talk tariffs till we're blue in the face, and that's what we're going to do, because right now tariffs are impacting the market very substantially. Okay. So we got to kind of stay the course. It's going to be kind of a tough road to hoe. It's not meant for everyone. There's a lot of traders out there that are being very, very flighty. They're seeing some of the numbers, some of the data, and they're just running for the hills. Everybody can do what they want to do, all right? But I do think that with what Hoskinson and team have been doing, the upgrades coming, the integration within kind of the infrastructure within the United States government, and just deploying Cardano into the actual use cases of the world where we do turn to crypto, I think they have a head up as they continue to build and really don't have any drawbacks from a technological standpoint. I think they're very much in the front running for a lot of strong positions, and that's kind of why I'm bullish about Cardano. Okay, so it's something also where we do look at kind of this price stagnancy. We do see a very much a level where we're trading below the moving averages. As you can see right here, we are also on a downward, a downtrend that's been dating back, it's been pretty much since December of 2024. We've been on that steady downtrend. We had that very nice uptick in the early part of March. But outside of that, guys, it's been all systems to the red. And despite those issues from a price action standpoint, Cardano has shown some resilience in terms of how they've been in comparison to previous cycles where we've had a lot of macro really impacting the charts. And it just seems like as a crypto trader, we don't have a runway that just continues in the same direction, right? Something comes up, we have a blip along the way, and it really does impact us. But that's something where the resilience that Cardano has shown, some strength, some weakness is, and some strength during times of weakness. That's a very good trait to have, especially in this market where if I'm holding a crypto, the volatility is there, but it's kind of nice to see a little bit of resiliency as we have been trading sideways with a little bit of a hiccup here or there. But outside of that, guys, in the last month or so, it's been pretty much the same song and dance, but it's not one where I'm worried about dropping below this floor as we see right here at 57 cents for Cardano. So the bottom could be in. The other thing that we have to kind of consider is the breakout, possibly if we do get ETF, kind of the tailwind from the ETF talk. We all know how XRP will probably be the next ETF, but this is something where if we do look at some of these historical patterns, the risk model provided by Dan, this is something where it could be the beginning for a very major move for Cardano in terms of the historical cycles that we have seen for ADA. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Nobody has a crystal ball when it comes to cryptocurrency. Keep that in mind. That's why I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. You got to do what's best for you. But I do think that there are a lot of indications right now in the market, for my personal opinion, that are showing that we may see a little breakout here very, very shortly for ADA. So wanted to give you guys this video, give you guys my thoughts. As always, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. If you want to sign up with BTCC, links are down below. Join us on that exchange. Start trading today, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.